West Africa was deemed to be the most difficult because it was relatively densely populated and it also had the worst infrastructure.
In December of 1966, we got notice of a smallpox outbreak in eastern Nigeria, but we didn't have enough vaccine. We had a little bit, but not enough. So we couldn't do mass vaccination. So what we did was we used the network of missionaries who would get on the radio every night and report new outbreaks. And with a map in front of me, I divided up the area to ask each missionary to send runners to the villages in their area the next day. 24 hours later, I knew exactly where the smallpox cases were. And so we were able to take our small amount of vaccine and go into those villages. We vaccinated them, and the outbreak stopped so fast that it took our breath away.
So Bill Foege stumbled upon the notion of what is called surveillance and containment, or ring vaccination. And it happened because they simply ran out of enough vaccine.
They just vaccinated around the cases, and lo and behold, bingo, it disappeared because the virus had nowhere to go.
In one sense, we outthought the smallpox virus, which shouldn't be hard to do when you realize they don't have a brain, but that's what we were trying to do. One by one, other countries were able to accomplish this. And by 1973, India was the biggest problem left.
In 1974, India had about 500 million people. They lived in about 120 million houses in about 500,000 villages in 21 states. And to eradicate smallpox, it meant that we would have to visit every single house in India. And ultimately we did. We visited 120 million houses in India every month for about 20 months. We did more than 1 billion house calls.
It was a crusade. They were inspired, not only by one another, but by the fact of that, my goodness, we can actually get rid of a disease.
We chipped away at it with our Indian team until we were able to show that we were containing more outbreaks than we were getting new ones. And that was the tipping point.
It looked like it was coming together, and it was in February of 1974 that then finally decided with Bill, we can do it.
I think that last year was probably the most incredible public health story that I have seen in all of global health history.
Across the world, we had managed to go from 10 million cases and 2 million deaths a year in just 10 years down to 0. You feel pretty good about it.
Smallpox eradication was one of the greatest accomplishments of the human race.
I'm sure there are literally billions of lives that have been saved as a result.
Good news from Geneva. The World Health Organization has made it official. Smallpox throughout the world has been virtually eliminated.